We're going to start out going over, obviously you can't groom your dog until you have some basic equipment, and the absolute bare essentials for grooming any dog, certainly a Samoyed, is a pair of scissors and a comb. Their nails are going to have to be clipped regularly. If they're walking a lot on hard surfaces like sidewalks, that'll help keep the nails down a little bit, but they're still going to have to be done. It's really a good idea to start that when they're puppies, so they get used to having their paws handled, get used to the sensation of the clippers being on them. You can also take them, veterinarians will do this for you for probably $15 or $20. Grooming shops will do them, but you save yourself some money doing it yourself. You'll need a pair of nail clippers and the septic powder. If in case you do nick the quick and there's a little blood, it's not going to be copious amounts of blood, but the septic will stop the bleeding. And then over here you have, these are things that are nice to have. On the left is what's known as a flea comb. Carla, who's our wonderful groomer who's going to be doing the dogs today, she also uses that for their ears. Next to that is a rake. The pin brush, a lot of people like using those for the tail in particular. And then on to the cleaning, the products. There's a zillion options for shampoos. Now, conditioning, I do use conditioner. Carla uses conditioner. If you're grooming them for a dog show, and Carla, you can chime in on this, you know more than I do on that, people tend not to use conditioner if they're going to be showing the dog.
Conditioners tend to weigh down the coat, and that's probably one of the reasons why you won't want to use a conditioner at that point in time.
So that's personal preference. If you're going to show it, if you're going to show a dog, there's other things you're going to want to do in grooming that we're not going to show here today. But this is for just normal people, kind of regular grooming. To the left there, you need to keep up on their ears. Samoyeds, because their ears stand up, are less prone than some breeds, like maybe beagles, to ear infections. But Samoyeds do get them. And in the category of you don't absolutely have to have these things, what you have before you is a grooming table and two options on blow dryers for dogs, grooming dryers. You don't have to have those, but if you've had a Samoyed or any other long hair breed for a while and you've had the opportunity to use these things, you probably would decide, as we have, these are actually necessities, having a blow dryer, a groomer dryer, and a grooming table. On your right is kind of the Chevy of groomer dryers. The brand is Metro. It's a Metro Air Force. This particular model is 4 horsepower, and it retails for around $130, $140. My dog Gidget, who's now a 9-year-old Samoyed, I've been using this on her, well, she's 9 years old now, it's her whole life. And it dries her. She has an exceptionally thick coat. She was spayed when she was about 11 months old, so she has a thick coat. It takes about an hour to blow dry her with that. On your left is the Cadillac, or maybe even Rolls-Royce, of groomer dryers. That's the Circuiteer is the brand. It's the Circuiteer 2. It's a 2-speed. I couldn't tell you how many horsepower, but it is a turbo jet dryer compared to the little orange one, the Metro Air Force here on the right. You can see, even compare the nozzles. The Circuiteer has a very serious nozzle. The Circuiteer is actually so powerful. My Samoyed Gidget doesn't really like having it near her face, so I have to be a little careful with her on that. But that Circuiteer, that blows them dry twice as fast. And it has, you can't see it all here, it has approximately a 15-foot or so long hose, which is nice to have that flexibility when you're working around the table.